On Monday, March 16, 2020, Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards ordered all restaurants and bars closed to patrons and limited to takeout only due to the coronavirus crisis. We sat down with restaurant owners and workers to discuss how they are dealing with this unprecedented situation.
Before all of this started, I was the executive chef of Belle Epoque on Bourbon and Bienville in the French Quarter. It was weird. Friday was fine. I mean, we were hearing about things starting to happen. Saturday was the day they closed us at 9 p.m. and then they tried to clear the French Quarter. Sunday was when it was really thin and you could tell things were changing, you know. And we got the word, I think, by like 3 that we were gonna have to close very early.
You know, I think I realized it affected my business a little too late. I mean, I'm sure everybody did. Really, I just realized how severe it'd be about 5 or 6 days before we actually closed down. You know, things went from 0 to 100 fairly quickly. Our sales dropped, you know, 70 to 80% on the first, second day. I mean, by Friday, probably dropped about 90%, which is extremely severe. I wasn't sure if we're gonna close, you know, until about 24 hours before we did.
Yesterday, we really shut everything down. The thing that pains you the most are the men and women that I work with every day. And to go through this, it happened fast, but the fact that we furloughed or, you know, people are laid off, I've never done that in my life. It pains me that I said goodbye to all these people because it's hard for us to stay connected. We all need to quarantine or whatever, but we are stronger together than not, so we're gonna stick together.
This has been one of the hardest weeks that Emily and I have ever had in our entire lives. Last Monday, you know, people weren't allowed to come into restaurants anymore, and we had to, unfortunately, you know, put most of our team members on furlough, and really quickly we just kind of geared up to begin doing takeout and delivery. Starting tomorrow, we're going to be feeding doctors and nurses in emergency rooms with Ochsner, because we're all going through the same emotions, but we also know that in times like this, people need food, and this is what we do. And that, I think, for Emily and I, brings us a sense of accomplishment in the middle of all of this, that we can actually do something that makes people feel good.
My wife, who's an ER doctor, would come home from work and tell me about work. And one day she said a nurse had brought cookies to share for everybody in the ER that night. And it was like a game changer morale booster for them. The idea hit me, oh, I know a bunch of restaurant owners and I know that they're struggling, and I know the hospital workers need really good food to boost their morale right now, so let's just connect the dot. And I placed a $60 order of food, sent a little email to my crew members and put it on Instagram and asked for donations so that we could order more food. And the first day, $500 came in from my crew members. The second day, $1,500 came in. The third day, it was $3,000. So yesterday, we made about 30 deliveries to 14 different locations in New Orleans, which is covering almost every ER and ICU. You know, in times like this, I think it's incumbent upon ourselves to do whatever we can.
It's crazy how fast it just really happened. I was making food at the Broad Theater, so before we even closed all the restaurants and all the businesses, I already had started doing delivery because I could see that the need was probably going to be for it. People were kind of scared to come out, so and that's what I've been doing ever since then. Every day, we did it every day last week. Me and my partner and roommate, Haley Van Fleet, kind of go in together with all the food items and stuff so they can get a little bit of both of us.
I think when we started it because people were asking us about it, but also because like we're both culinary professionals. We've both been doing this in our entire lives. Like we didn't know what else to do. What most of us cook to relieve stress and anxiety, and at a time like this, like we just kind of did it out of necessity. I'm glad that we can just keep doing what we love, you know.
You know, that's the biggest shocking thing, is trying to realize how much it's going to change our industry. I think that, you know, after this, you know, practically everybody's unemployed. So the good thing about it is that when everything comes back to normal, there's going to be a mass surge of, you know, new employees coming in. So I don't know what it's going to do for the market. I don't know what it's going to do for, I feel like it might even hurt wages, you know. I mean, I'm hopeful, but, you know, we have no choice but to see where it goes.
Like, we think we can kind of sit sort of in suspended animation hibernation for about 3 months. After that, we're going to be in trouble. You know, my business partners and I talk a lot about, has the face of dining changed forever? But even when we reopen, how do we know, or how do we do it right? And when we do, it's not, if it's curbside, or if it's pickup, if it's delivery, we're never going to be able to rehire our entire staff. I mean, humanity is all about sharing, and I mean, I build my world around sharing tables, bring people together, and suddenly we can't do that anymore. You know, it's literally a virus that preys on the one thing that makes us feel comfortable and good, is being able to share love and food and experiences, and now we can't do that. So how do you account for that? I don't know.
Prior to this happening, I get real disappointed with where we are in society. I hope this is a wake-up call, because it would be a great silver lining for us to learn to get together again instead of all this separation. I mean, we're so separated as a society. It pains me, you know. I mean, that's my hope. That will be a great silver lining.
You know, for people with all this time on their hands, sitting at home, not doing anything, call your congressmen and all your representatives and make sure that they're doing what they need to be doing to take care of small businesses and the restaurant industry, and let them know, you know, not to forget the small people in all of their corporate bailout nonsense.